Middle East, the world's new opportunity engine. Episode 3, Saudi Arabia, rewriting its economic future. For decades, Saudi Arabia was defined by a single number, oil. Oil revenues once represented more than 80% of government income. One resource, one identity. Today, Saudi Arabia is running one of the largest economic transformations ever attempted by a nation-state, and it's doing it in real time. This is not a promise for the future. It's already visible in population trends, tourism numbers, capital flows, and infrastructure on the ground. Let's break down what is actually changing, with facts, not hype. Demographics, the hidden engine. Saudi Arabia has a population of around 36 million people, and more than 60% are under the age of 35. That demographic reality creates pressure but also opportunity. Millions of young Saudis entering the workforce. Rising demand for private sector jobs. A natural push toward digital services, education, and entrepreneurship. Vision 2030 is built on this fact. Saudi Arabia cannot remain a rent-based economy if it wants long-term stability. This is why employment diversification is not optional, it's structural. Vision 2030 in numbers, not slogans. Vision 2030 is often talked about abstractly, so let's ground it. Key official targets include raising non-oil GDP contribution significantly by 2030, increasing private sector contribution to GDP, expanding foreign direct investment as a percentage of GDP, boosting female labor force participation, already rising compared to a decade ago. The Public Investment Fund, PIF, with assets now measured in the hundreds of billions of dollars, is the main execution vehicle. This matters because PIF invests domestically and globally. It builds long-term assets, not short-term returns. It acts as a market maker, not just an investor. Tourism, from zero to global scale. One of the clearest indicators of transformation is tourism. A decade ago, Saudi Arabia was almost closed to international leisure tourism. Today, tourist visas are widely available. Major cultural, entertainment, and sporting events are hosted yearly. The official target is tens of millions of annual visitors by 2030. Tourism is not just about hotels. It drives aviation, infrastructure, retail, employment, and global visibility. This shift alone is reshaping how the world perceives Saudi Arabia. Environment and sustainability, the Green Saudi Initiative. Economic transformation without sustainability would fail long-term. Saudi Arabia launched the Saudi Green Initiative, the Middle East Green Initiative. Goals include planting billions of trees over coming decades, combating desertification, improving air quality, reducing carbon emissions domestically. Projects like the so-called Green Wall concept aim to restore land and reduce climate stress not overnight, but structurally. This is about climate adaptation, not branding. If you want a structured, long-form breakdown of these changes, beyond headlines, I explore them in my book, Saudi Arabia Vision 2030, The Power of the Future. Available on Amazon Kindle, it explains the economic logic behind Vision 2030, the role of capital, demographics, and geopolitics, why this transformation matters globally, not just locally. It's written for readers who want context and clarity, not noise. Global integration and capital markets. Saudi Arabia is not isolating itself. On the contrary, capital markets are being modernized. International investors are being attracted. Strategic partnerships span Asia, Europe, and the US. The kingdom is positioning itself as a regional capital hub, a logistics connector, a long-term investment destination. This is why global firms are increasing their presence on the ground. Risks, reality, and the long game. Not everything will succeed. Large-scale transformations never do. But Saudi Arabia is doing something rare, planning in decades, not quarters. Deploying capital patiently, accepting transition costs for long-term payoff. That alone differentiates it from many reform attempts worldwide. Why Saudi Arabia matters to the region. Saudi Arabia's transformation is not isolated. It influences Gulf labor markets, regional investment flows, infrastructure connectivity, economic models across neighboring states. And that leads directly to the next chapter. Because Saudi Arabia is not alone. In the next episode, we'll look at how other Gulf countries are rising and why together they are becoming the next Middle East powerhouses. If this video gave you clarity, subscribe now. This series is designed to stay relevant not just today, but years from now.